Now, I hope you guys all had a really good weekend because we're going to be back at it playing some mid stakes here in Ignition. And we got some really good stuff in this one, so you're going to want to stick around. I am going to talk a little bit about Rake and kind of how that works on Ignition and some other stuff. But I will say this, guys. We have a really good community. If you haven't gotten it yet, check out the pinned comment. You can talk with me, other high-level members. We go over hand analysis and a lot of other cool stuff. Also, you guys could tap the like on this, and let's get right into it. All right, so basically how Rake works on Ignition, it's that they don't exactly have it. What they have is VIP levels that you hit. So the more you play, the more stuff you get back or whatever. Like I've hit the top tier, but I've been playing on here for so long that it kind of just happened over time. They do give you stuff back on losses. That's typically once a week, but I think you need to clear the first VIP level for that. But the thing is, man, it's like anywhere you're gonna play, right? It gets a little bit better as you kind of like move up, on that player tier, right? But if you have any questions, comments, things like that, feel free to message me below. I hope that makes a little bit of sense to you guys. And just because the rake back or whatever is whatever on here, I still think this is just a great place to be playing. I've done extremely well over the years on here, and honestly, the competition, man, it's really not that tough. As long as you got some skill, you're just putting in the work, constantly improving, not getting emotional, which I know a lot of us do. You could do some good things here, right? You're also going to be dealing with variance. It's not just here, it's anywhere you're going to play, let's be honest. But, you put the pieces together, right? Takes time to get good at this. You deal with the emotions, you deal with the variance, and you just play through the pain sometimes, and, you get better. And that's when good things happen. Something I always say to guys, like as you're moving up, getting away from playing those lower games to some of these mid games, you really got to start opening things up a little bit more, right? You don't want to be playing ABC. You don't want to be using GTO only. You really want to just be outplaying your opponents in specific hands, exploiting them and using their strategies against them. That is how this is done. That's how you excel, and that's how you become a legend. All right, that's how you do it. All right. Anyways, we got the 5 deuce here. Pretty sure I just laid this one down. I wasn't really interested in playing it, to be honest. It's not a whole lot here for us, right? Bluffing also doesn't really make sense here, so we just let it go. The 5 deuce, no bueno. Goodbye to the 5 deuce. All right, but I did throw some pretty big bluffs in this one coming up too, so I did mix things up quite a bit. We got a 6-8 suited here in the small. We're going to be raising this one up. All right, we kicked it up to the 12.5 piece chicken nugget. All right, player 4 is going to make the call. Nothing there. We could still get some decent turn cards, though. I mean, maybe like a 7, maybe another diamond would be okay. 7 of diamonds would be nice. I'll take that. Let's see what happens here. We got a 7. All right, not a diamond, but now we've got an up and down straight draw, so I'm going to keep going with this. 34 on the turn. Got it done. Let's see what that river card was going to be. Ooh, okay. So our bluff worked right there. Like that one, and, on to the next one. All right, the 2-9, I folded this. Not gonna do anything with this. No reason. All right, King Jack. We'll be playing this. Or not. All right, when player 2 kicked it up to 35, I just decided to let it go. The thing about King Jack, when it's offsuit, it's kind of garbage, right? When it's suited, it's a little bit different. Plus, wasn't sure what player 1 has, since he did like a little min open right there, but whatever. We let it go. Probably a good fold, honestly, because we got 9-10 now. All right, so we got the 9-10 suited, looking very nice. We're going to be raising this from early position all day, all freaking day. All right, now if somebody raises us, totally fine. We're very deep in this, so totally fine, totally reasonable if somebody wants to. We'll see what happens, though. All right, player 5 made the call. Back to player 1. Okay, we paired the 9. We've got, a straight draw now, up and down. We also got runner, runner, diamond possibilities here. So, I mean, when you kind of look at it, not a bad flop. Turn card, not really good, though. So now we're kind of like, the diamond draw is dead, and we're just really trying to get to the river now. And let's see what happens. All right, 7, not what we wanted to see. Really thought we were going to lose this one, but we ended up taking it down. So I think maybe he was just trying to take a stab at it with maybe a pair of 5s or nothing. I don't know. It worked out. We'll take it. We'll bake it. Let's keep it going. All right, nice. So we did queen 4 suited. And the big blind, very playable. And we are going to make the call. Now we did pair the 4. Really nothing to go with it, though. No draws, no diamond draws. I let this go. I think it was a good fold. Let's see what the turn card would have been. I think it was a bad one. Yep, 3. All right, so good fold. All right, here we have an ace 9. I think I got a little aggressive with this. All right, so player 4 defended, I think, before, but whatever, he called it pretty quick. Now this flop missed us completely. We've got no heart. We basically have nothing here. But hey, the continuation worked out, took it down. Sometimes that's all you got to do. Sometimes nothing is enough, And in that one, nothing was enough to get it done. So we'll take it. All right, player 1 kick it up to the 30 piece. We let it go. All right, 10-4 ace. Spade draw, a lot of straight draws out there. All right, 10 on the turn made things a little interesting here. Let's see if somebody's got a 10. Maybe player 5 is going to go for it. Look at that, 44 piece and a call. All right, river card was a spade. I am thinking player 5 might have the 10. Let's see what he does here. We kind of know the spades are no good because we have a spade. I really think player 5 has the 10 right there. And rightfully so. He put a good sizing in. Player 1 just mucked it really quick. No idea what player 1 had, but clearly he wasn't. He was kind of thinking what I thought right there. He probably had a 10. It really did feel like it too. Okay. 7-5-5 board. All right, player 5 and player 1 once again going heads up here. These guys are battling. I'd imagine ace high is probably good here. Let's see. Nope, king high. Wow, look at that. Player 5, man. What was that all about? That was weird. All right, so I limped in with pocket 6s. I do say this, if I'm first or second to act, sometimes I will limp with low pocket pairs and low suited connectors. And player 5 is going to kick it up to 25. And we have another caller, so getting a 6 here would be really nice. But we didn't get it, so not so nice. All right, what are we going to do? All right, back to player 5, who I'm assuming is going to just raise with anything after what I saw last hand. I'm just going to let it go. Turn card would have been a queen, and that's how that one went. Kind of sad. Too bad we didn't hit that 6, right? That would have been nice. All right, we got the 2-3, man. We got a big 2-3 suited here. Player 5 once again opening. Player 1 kicked it up to 45. We really got no choice here but to just let this go. Back to player 5, who I'm assuming is going to make the call because he's just raising like crazy. We would have had some kind of like weird to the 4 straight draw. Be kind of something if we would have got it, but player 1 continued with 30. Got to imagine player 5 is going to probably continue here. Ooh, we would have had a flush draw and a 4 to a straight here. Look at that. All right. Pot is building. Player one. Got to think he's going to do something here. He did. He went pretty big here. All right, player five. I don't know what he's got, but player one, definitely, it just feels like he's got something strong here. He went all in. Look at that. King. Oof. Wow. Okay, talk about something right there, man. Player one just dominated player five. That was something. I don't know how you think Queen 10 was good there. I'm not seeing it at all. But what do I know? Definitely a tough spot, though, for player five. May he rest in peace. He is gone. He's not with us anymore. Probably letting that one simmer a little bit, I would think. All right, kings. We got kings, guys. Can we get something going here? Come on, player two. Make this call, man. Raise us. Do something. I'll tell you guys what, man. So frustrating. All right, yep. This guy's going to end up folding it. All that time to make a decision, and we got nothing with kings. Very, very sad. All right, ace-9 offsuit. Definitely going to be protecting here. Player two put in a raise. Okay, not a terrible flop. We got a 7 to a straight. We could still hit an ace on the turn. We're also blocking the diamonds, which is kind of nice. I decided to lead out here. Kind of like this. Instead of being passive. He is going to make the call. Turn card was a jack, which doesn't really help us. However, I am going to continue going here. So we went for the 41 piece on the turn. I was thinking that would be enough to get this guy off of it. River card was a 10. We also have a 9, so we are blocking some straights here. So this is why I made this play. We're blocking the flush, and we're blocking straights, okay? So our play worked right there. Nicely done. I'm going to pat myself on the back. It was a good bluff. But I wouldn't have done it if we weren't blocking so many different combos of, possible hands. Now, I don't know why I folded that queen 10. I guess I just let it go, for whatever reason. We would have hit top pair here. A little bit of a mistake on my part. It happens. All right, player two putting out the 5 piece. Player five's gone. All right, turn card 3. I'm sure our queen 10 was still good here. Kind of think player 2 might check this one over. But I was wrong. All right, so he put out 46. Player 4. If player 4 has got a pair with like a straight draw, I think he might make the call, but he didn't. No idea what player 2 had, but whatever he had, his play worked, and we progress. Kings again. Second time here. Let's see if we can get something going this time. All right, so we had one caller, and I decided to slow play this to my detriment. Turn card 7, that was not a good board or turn for us. So, I'll take it. Look at that river. That would have been brutal. All right, so I'm glad he had nothing. But yeah, continue sticking around, guys, because we still have some good stuff here. Some pretty big hands coming up. But so far, kind of bluffing a little bit in this, feeling a little bluffy, making some plays, and kind of just doing our thing, you know, just playing with the table. All right, pocket nines. All right, the 1250 piece. Man, these guys are playing so tight. It's crazy. All right, ace-6 offsuit. This is usually a fold, honestly, like, especially from like an early position raiser. If I was in the big, I might consider this, but yeah, I'm just folding it. If it was suited, yeah, I'm going to make a call, but not suited. We're not playing it. And, you know, let's keep it going. All right, ace-10. I think I played this one a little bit more aggressive than you might expect. Thought about raising it up. I just called. I think player 4 is going to make a call here. And we hit top pair. Pretty, kind of, I mean, you got to, what? Heart draw. I don't know. Maybe some weird straight draws possible. Player 1, I think, is going to put something out there. 20 piece. I'm just going to call. Player 4 is going to raise, which kind of threw some alarm bells off, but at the same time, I just wasn't really a believer, which is why I made this play. So he's going to kick it up to 65. This might look like a rookie kind of thing to do right here, but I don't know. I wasn't buying it. Whatever he was trying to do here, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I came over the top on him. It worked. Let's see what the turn card would have been, an 8. You know, it's possible he was doing that with a flush draw, I guess, but I don't know. It just didn't make sense. And sometimes, guys, when you see something like that and the line doesn't make sense, yeah, then you make a play. And I made a play right there, and it worked, and whatever. All right, next time we had pocket 8s, kicking it up to 1250. We get raised here, it's totally fine. You know, we will see a flop with this. Okay, 40, gonna call here. Maybe this time we'll get an 8. We haven't really had, you know, much luck hitting sets. I wouldn't expect it to change, but you never know. Maybe today's our day. Anyways. All right, deuce, jack, deuce. Now, even if player 4 puts something out there, I'm going to make a call. I mean, we could still hit an 8 on the turn. Plus, he could have a couple cards like, you know, ace king, ace queen, or ace 10 even. And that jack was a really good card for us. I was pretty confident at this point that we were good, but I was actually okay just checking this to showdown. And, you know, we ended up taking it down. I might have been able to squeeze like a 30 or 40 out there at the end, but, you know, it's whatever. Now, the weirdest thing ever, this is the third time we've had kings. Can we please get somebody to do something here? I mean, every time we've had it, nothing's happened. And to get it 3 times like this doesn't happen very much at all. And that's got to be the saddest thing ever right there, guys. To get kings again and nothing happen, it definitely hurts a little bit. All right, this one we had a king queen suited, which is nice. And I want to say I raised this up. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was player 2. Let's see. Nope, it's going to be me. All right, once again to the 1250. Player 4 doing the same thing. All right, he's going to get up to the 40 piece, chicken nug, BBQ. Making myself hungry right now. And we're making the call. All right, so flop. Ooh, looks good. Nothing to worry about here. I think slow playing is good here. So we're going to slow play it. Turn curve is a 9. Really good one for us. Now I'm kind of just hoping player 4 continues doing his thing. He does. Slow playing again to the river, which is a 6. Now the only thing I really wish I would have done was put something out there at the end, but it is what it is. I was hoping maybe to go one more time on it. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed another one here. You know, I thought we saw some interesting hands. Check out the pinned comment, get in the community, subscribe, tap the like if you made it to the end, and we will see you in the next one.